Any other questions on that?
I have a question, Rob.
Go
So
ahead.
on these chargebacks, we're all on the same team here. So can you just give us some guidelines on where we kind of separate normal wear and tear versus charging back an SP for neglect? I think that's a good little topic we can just so everybody has the same understanding.
Okay. A chargeback to me is, again, what I've explained here, damage. Okay. If the bumper wheels and stuff have been removed off of a scrubber and the deck is damaged, the squeegee assembly is broken, somebody ran it into a wall and broke it, the front deck because they're going too fast, absolute chargeback. See you later. Goodbye. It's done. Okay. Batteries, if the batteries are found bone dry, a couple of PMs, and then the batteries die at 12 months or 13 months, I'm going to prorate the batteries. If I have a consistent history of those batteries being bone dry over 3 or 4 PMs, they're getting charged for the whole batteries. That's just absolute ignorance that they're not checking the batteries at all. They're getting charged in my mind, they're getting charged for the full price of them batteries because I have a history. It's not like a one-off here and there. You know what I mean? Most batteries should last a minimum of 20 to 24 months, depending on how many hours the machine's used in a certain period of time. So we had come up with a rule that I want a minimum 18 to 20 months out of a set of batteries in a perfect world, that they're taking care of them. So it's just basically the history on batteries where I go with the chargebacks. It's what I see is the history with the SP, the history on the machine. I have a extensive history on these machines. I do everything by email with POs and barcode numbers to retain that information, and I check it on every service call for that. Okay, and I follow up with SPs. I send them. You guys get a lot of emails from me on this. Batteries are a huge stickler. It's really something that gets under my skin. Batteries, because they are so expensive, and price for everything, as we all know, has gone up so much in the last 4 or 5 years, or last 11 years since I've been here. But chargebacks mostly are for damages. Regulators on machines, overfilled tanks all the time. That's a chargeback. But basic wear and tear, I mean, hoses, drain hoses, stuff like that. Mostly damage and abuse is where I'm going to come with a chargeback. I always have documentation and backup for a chargeback. So if the SP wants to reach out to me and talk about it, that's fine. If an SP calls me and says, "Hey, Rob, I had a problem last night. My guy ran this skirt into a thing by mistake. He broke the skirt. Do me a favor, send it to me. I'll put it on for you." I'm not going to ding him because I got a good relationship with him. He reaches out to me. He was honest. He was fair. I have no problem with that. Okay. Again, stuff happens once in a while. I get it. But it's just the continuous abuse or neglect that causes the problem, causes damage to the machine. That's where I consider is a legitimate chargeback. That help that question?
Any questions on that? I think just it's good to know because if you've seen Rob's details on every machine, I mean, you would know, okay, he checks the history. Everything is documented. So just like a car, if you go to the dealership, they can pull up that car and tell everything that they've done on it and has been done on it. Rob's the same way. He can pull that up on the machine. And so we know if every single time the tech goes in, the batteries are dry, that's a problem. And that's why we'll do it. So I thought that was just good because sometimes it can come across that we're not reasonable. He's just saying, oh, batteries didn't last, shelf life wasn't on it, so they're just going to have to pay for them. That's not really how it goes. Things are checked, the history's pulled up, and we have some SPs that are better than others, as we all know. One other thing that he said too is that, again, as we communicate with SPs, if they will just let him know. But the problem is when you don't let somebody know until it's too late all the time, how are you going to respond to that? I can't help you, And then what they do is the SPs get frustrated. Say, well, he's telling me it's always my fault. Well, part of that is if you would just communicate, Be honest about it. If you know your people are checking it, we'll work with you. We have no problem working with you. The last thing we want to do is charge somebody, a few $1,000s every month for machine stuff. Nobody has time for that. Nobody has the budget for that. So we have to take care of it.